The Trump administration now continues its enforcement efforts against illegal immigration. We now are getting a clearer picture of what that looks like right here in Indiana.
Well, we're getting new reaction tonight to Governor Braun's announcement about expanded immigration enforcement in Indiana.
The governor says state agencies will help detain undocumented immigrants.
Indiana, a state known for its farmland, its small towns, and its quiet values, has suddenly become the stage for one of the largest immigration crackdowns in recent years. Since the start of 2025, more than 1,400 individuals living illegally in the United States have been arrested or deported from Indiana alone. That's an 80% increase compared to last year. Behind this sharp rise is a coordinated push by ICE and local police under direct federal orders to enforce immigration laws everywhere, not just at the border. And in Indiana, the results are impossible to ignore. Hi, before we continue, your one click on the subscribe button fuels all the effort behind this and every future video. The reality in Indiana tells a story far bigger than one state. It reflects a national strategy where immigration enforcement has expanded from the borderlands of Texas and Arizona deep into the heartland. For decades, many believed that states far from the southern border were shielded from large-scale ICE operations. Indiana's latest numbers prove otherwise. Since President Trump returned to the White House in January, ICE has been tasked with making immigration enforcement a truly nationwide mission. By mid-year, the state of Indiana had already seen more than 1,400 arrests and deportations, a figure representing an 80% increase over the same period in the prior year. These are not isolated numbers. They form part of a broader shift in U.S. policy. Immigration law is to be enforced everywhere, and ICE agents are ensuring no community becomes a safe haven. Supporters of this approach emphasize that it's not about punishing people for the sake of numbers. It's about safety. The logic is simple. If someone enters the country illegally, breaks the law, or commits further crimes once inside, they must face accountability. That principle underpins a CE's actions in Indiana, and it resonates strongly with families who want safe neighborhoods. But the question arises, how is ICE managing to pull off such a large-scale operation in a state far from the border? The answer lies in powerful partnerships forged through federal initiatives like the 287G program. This program deputizes local officers, giving them the training and authority to enforce immigration law alongside ICE agents. For Indiana, this has been a game changer. State police, sheriffs, and local officers are no longer confined to traffic stops, burglaries, or routine patrols. With 287 grams, they now have the ability to identify and detain individuals unlawfully present in the country. The Indiana State Police has confirmed plans to expand its cooperation under 287G, with troopers undergoing training to work directly with ICE. This collaboration closes loopholes and ensures individuals flagged at the local level cannot simply slip back into communities without federal oversight. Jails in counties across Indiana are also stepping up. In Vigo County, for instance, jail officials immediately report suspected undocumented immigrants to ICE as soon as they enter the system. If detainees face local charges, they remain until those cases are resolved, but ICE is notified from day one. This ensures that once sentences are completed, federal agents are ready to take custody, preventing offenders from being quietly released. The partnership model has been described as a united front between local and federal law enforcement. Critics say it blurs lines of authority, but for supporters, it strengthens public safety. Families in Indiana increasingly see this cooperation as an answer to their demand for safer neighborhoods, fewer loopholes, and real accountability. Perhaps the most striking symbol of Indiana's new role in immigration enforcement is the repurposing of Camp Atterbury. Once a military training base, the site has now been transformed into a secure facility for holding immigration detainees.
Indiana Congressman Andre Carson says he wants answers about whether Camp Atterbury will be used to detain migrants.
And so now we're hearing from his camp as well as those with DHS. The Department of Homeland Security has not mentioned Camp Atterbury by name that is, but the department says ICE specifically needs more detention space here in Indiana.
Traditionally, such detention centers were associated with border states. By establishing a facility within Indiana itself, ICE has eliminated the need to transport detainees hundreds of miles away. It is both practical and strategic. Camp Atterbury stands as a clear message. Enforcement is no longer limited to the border. Communities across America, even in the Midwest, are part of the mission to uphold the law. Critics argue that using a military base sends the wrong signal, yet supporters counter that the message is exactly what America needs, a demonstration that the government is serious about border security and national safety. Detention is not designed to be comfortable. It is designed to ensure accountability and prevent dangerous individuals from disappearing back into communities. The urgency of these efforts becomes clear when examining specific cases. One name, in particular, shook Indiana: Wilson Chavez. Chavez, who entered the country illegally, was accused of committing murder at a Candlewood Suites hotel. His case underscores the potential risks when immigration laws are not enforced. For ICE and local sheriffs, the Chavez incident serves as a stark reminder. When unlawful presence goes unchecked, communities can pay the ultimate price. It's important to note that not every undocumented individual commits violent crimes, but those who do leave devastating consequences, families torn apart, public trust shattered, and law enforcement resources stretched thin. Programs like 287G are critical to preventing such outcomes. They ensure individuals with criminal intent are identified, detained, and removed before they can cause further harm. Beyond Indiana's immediate challenges, the state has become a testing ground for national policy. If such a crackdown can succeed in a Midwestern state hundreds of miles from the border, it shows that the strategy is not only effective, but also scalable. Indiana is setting a model. When local police, federal agents, and communities work together, immigration law can be enforced anywhere. The Trump administration has been clear. Immigration enforcement is not a regional issue. It's a national one. Laws apply equally in Texas, Arizona, Indiana, or any other state. And by demonstrating results in Indiana, ICE is signaling that the rest of the country can expect the same. The impact of this enforcement is broad. For law-abiding residents, it restores confidence that the government is committed to protecting their safety. For families who've seen crimes linked to undocumented offenders, it offers peace of mind. For law enforcement, it provides new tools and intelligence, making cooperation across agencies more efficient. And for the nation, it represents a reclaiming of sovereignty and the rule of law.
The Trump administration now continues its enforcement efforts against illegal immigration. We now are getting a clearer picture of what that looks like right here in Indiana.
Well, we're getting new reaction tonight to Governor Braun's announcement about expanded immigration enforcement in Indiana.
The governor says state agencies will help detain undocumented immigrants.